How I became the #1 affiliate for this book, Traffic Secrets, during its launch. Today, in this video, I'm going to be showing you the exact strategy, the process, the breakdown to how we did about $300,000 in sales, in about $120,000+ in affiliate commissions, and how I became the #1 in that launch, in that contest, even though there were a lot of people in there with perhaps a much bigger list, much bigger following, better affinity with the group, but how I managed to do it all and strategize utilizing these different techniques. And if you watch to the end of this video, you will really see what really differentiates the top affiliates with everybody else, especially when you have the right strategy, when you understand the numbers, and when you have a process in order to make this happen. You ready? Let's begin.
Peng Joon.
Peng Joon.
Peng Joon is here.
I want you to set your expectations high because I will massively exceed them. So, a quick backstory to this.
And today you're gonna see behind the scenes to how I'm gonna be planning and orchestrating the entire thing to support him again. Hopefully come in at #1.
All of our sales, none of that is being tracked. I was extremely upset. Oh my god. In order to win this contest, to come in at #1, I knew that I had, first of all, some data and some numbers. About 3 years ago, Russell Brunson launched this book, Expert Secrets. And same thing here, when he launched this book, he had a contest, and I came in #1 as the affiliate for this contest as well. When I came in at #1 at that time, I sold 6,000 copies of this book. So I had a rough idea, rough gauge, because I had data, and I knew that if I wanted to come in at #1 again, there's a good chance that I need to sell at least 6,000 books again. I'm going to be showing you these different steps, but I'm also going to show you that this entire thing happened in 3 different phases. If you want to make the most out of this, I hope you're taking notes together with me today, because this is going to be one of the most profitable videos you'll probably watch when it comes to affiliate marketing. 3 different phases. There is the pre-launch, so before the launch actually happens, what happened behind the scenes, the strategy behind it, how I prepped for it. There is the launch itself, the launch period, which was a 3-week period. And then there is the post-launch. Now, in order for this entire thing to happen, phase #1, the pre-launch, I needed to, #1, begin with the end in mind. I needed to begin by thinking about how many books do I need to sell in order to come in at #1. So based on this previous launch, I knew that I had to sell 6,000 copies on the front end. Now, what does 6,000 copies on the front end mean? So to give you an example, we're going to make this tactical as well in this video here today. The affiliate commission, meaning in order to promote the book, and if people bought it, you would get a commission. On the front end, you would only get $1 because there's hardly any margins on this. After printing and shipping, Russell probably loses money on the front end. But give or take, the affiliate commissions is about 40% on the back end. If a person takes up on the upgrade, if they take up the upsell, you get paid a commission over there as well. So I knew that an average cart value, meaning whenever an average person goes through this thing, on average, the payout for a free plus shipping funnel, which is a typical sales process like this, is about $50. So I knew that if I sold 6,000 copies, just like what I did at Expert Secrets, 6,000 people multiplied by a $50 average cart value is approximately $300,000 in sales. Okay, so notice what I'm doing right now. In the pre-launch stage, I'm beginning the end in mind by understanding my numbers first. I know I gotta sell 6,000 books. That results in $300,000 in sales. That gets me approximately 40% commissions. It would be about 120 grand. So I knew that the worst case scenario, the maximum, my break-even point, if I were to use Facebook ads or paid ads, I can spend up to 120 grand before I start losing money. And by the way, if you are promoting somebody else's product, it's not just about utilizing this, it's about utilizing the strategies that I used in this launch, implemented in whatever business you're in. The next thing I did in the pre-launch is I had to build up a warm audience. So I knew that this launch would happen on March the 17th, was the pre-launch. And if I were to just run ads on March 17th, just like what everybody else is doing, I would have the same result as what everyone is going to get, right? So before March 17th, one of the things that I did is I purposely created a video and I put this out about 3 weeks before this launch happened. So in about the first week of March, I actually dropped this rap video. Okay, you may or may not have seen it. Chances are, if you've been watching my stuff, you probably have. But this was a rap video that I released 3 weeks before the launch. As you can see, it was about a month ago, and it got 1.6 million views. Now, this video that got a ton of engagements, tons of shares, where I got a lot of different people in this video, including Russell Brunson. I timed this video strategically so that it goes out just before this launch. And the whole purpose of that is to build up a warm audience. Now, what is a warm audience? A warm audience is people that know who you are, that know you exist, and they're not watching you for the very first time. I knew that if you run ads to a warm audience, your cost to acquire a customer is always less, 100%. So before this launch happened on March the 17th, I put this video out in the first week of March, and I ran it for video views. So in other words, I paid Facebook, ran it as a video view campaign to show it to targeted people. Who did I show this to? I showed this to people that is into Facebook page admins, people that's in the ClickFunnels community, people that like Grant Cardone, people that like digital marketer, people that like Gary Vaynerchuk. So I'm targeting all these people whom I feel would be interested in traffic, people that would be interested in paid ads, and my rap video was based upon that. It was in an abusive relationship with an advertising platform, right? So what is the purpose of doing that? The reason why you would want to do something like that is so that you can retarget them, which is the keyword here. So out of the 1.6 million people that watched, I'm now going back to Facebook and I'm creating custom audience. Now we're going a little bit technical over here. If you don't know what that is, watch my other videos on Facebook tutorials right after this video, not right now. I created a custom audience of people that has watched this video by at least 50%. Because I know that if they watch these 50%, they probably got some entertainment value. They laughed a little bit. They now know I exist. And I've established some sort of value and relationship with them. And I know that in future, whenever you develop and give first, whenever you ask for something in future, it's always easier. So this is still laying in the groundwork. That's phase one. What can you do consistently to build up warm audiences? Then the next thing that I did was I started creating videos on my YouTube channel that is all about traffic. And again, because this is on YouTube, you probably noticed these videos that went out before the launch actually happened. And notice how it is actually titled. All this entire playlist that I launched with a whole giveaway back then, every single episode was about traffic. It was about how to get high paying clients. It was about how to build your list. It was about content marketing. It was about paid traffic. It was about the Dream 100, about Instagram marketing, all these different things. I gave 10 strategies in total, and they were all optimized with the keyword traffic secrets, traffic secrets, traffic secrets. And the reason for that is because I know that at the time of me releasing it, there would be no SEO value. But when Russell releases this book, there would be people on YouTube typing in traffic secrets. And this, in fact, would be an evergreen title, because as this book gets out, and if it becomes a #1 New York Times bestseller, there would be a lot of people in future that is going to be searching for that keyword, traffic secrets. So now it's also a long-term play, but I am now competing for a keyword that is not yet competitive, knowing very well that in future, when this book launches, it is going to be searched for. So this is still a pre-launch. I'm laying the groundwork. Then, at the same time, pre-launch also means thinking about why should somebody buy through you and not some other affiliate? Now that's an important question. This is especially applicable if you are competing in a space where there are tons of affiliates. So for me, what I did was I created a page that talks about this book and how you would get all these different bonuses, these 5 bonuses, if you were to get it from me. And the way I always think about offers and the way I structure offers is to think about these 3 components. First one is DIY, do it yourself, which is always the one that has got least perceived value. Number 2 is done with you, and number 3 is done for you. If you're going to start increasing your perceived value for your product, programs, and services, always think about how can you include done with you and done for you items as part of your offer. You see, what most affiliates do is, as part of their offers, they have this thing what I call diarrhea bonuses. Okay, so you might have seen it before. They have this long list of bonuses, like some private label, low quality stuff. But the reason why they're diarrhea bonuses is because they're all crap. There's a lot of crap. You don't want to be a marketer that's offering diarrhea bonuses, okay? Notice I only have 5 bonuses, but these 5 bonuses are structured around something that complements the purchase of this book. This book is do it yourself. Ask yourself what makes a great offer and how can I have done with you and done for you elements that complements that main thing rather than having 100 random things. What I did was, and this is absolutely insane, I offered a event ticket for people to come learn and train with me, okay, so that I can help them put the strategies in place. Now, what is a live event? A live event is more of a done with you type of thing, right? If they can't come, they get the live event recordings, which is do it yourself. But notice that as part of the offer, I'm also giving out a checklist on what to implement. I'm also giving out the different systems and processes to automate and streamline traffic better. And I'm also giving out my free plus shipping funnel, a sales funnel, an actual one that has done over $1 million for me that can be utilized. And these are the keywords you want to use. Plug and play, copy and paste, fill in the blanks. The words that I just used are words that imply that you have done the heavy lifting for them. You don't have to lift a finger. That's what people want. People want the process, they want the tools, they want the checklist, they want your script. And if you can give them these things handed to them on a silver platter, that is when it implies it's done for you. These were the 5 things. Now, if I were to go a little bit deeper into my offer, there are also a few problems to this. I know that if 6,000 people bought from me, and if I were to do this event, I need a rough gauge because not everyone will come, especially if they got this ticket for free. We all know this. Whenever people get free stuff, people don't really appreciate it. But a bigger problem for me is if I've got 6,000 people and I'm doing one in the US and one event in Asia, if I got a grand ballroom of 3,000 people, which I don't mind doing if people actually show up, but I know that reality, that's not going to happen. And the problem is I can't gauge if it's going to be 10%, which is 300 people, or 80%, which is like 2,600 people, 2,400 people, right? So what do I need to do? In order to see who's actually coming, here's what I did. And if you've been to my events are always about $2,000. I said, we're waiving off the tuition fee of $2,000 and you only need to come to the event by covering a small materials fee of $97, which is a no-brainer because I always do my events in 5-star hotels, and $97 is a price point that will enable me to see if they're actually serious. If somebody pays $97 to come, chances are they're definitely going to come, right? Unless there is a last minute emergency that happens. And if they can't make it, still good. They'll still get the live event recordings together with all the bonuses just by buying a $10 book. So this is what's called an irresistible offer, right? Just by getting this $10 book, they get all these bonuses and processes and videos as well to complement it, okay? So this is still the groundwork. I'm laying the groundwork. I'm beginning with the end in mind, preparing for war, which is what you want to be doing. Most people just go into something blind. Now, because of that as well, because I put this up early with planning and scheduling, at the time of me doing this, if you were to type in traffic secrets bonus, my page here, okay, this is an ad, so this doesn't count, but organically, my page, traffic secrets bonus, ranks number 1 for the keyword if people are looking for traffic secrets bonus. Okay, so it's optimized because I scheduled that way, and because of that, remember I talked about YouTube SEO and creating videos. My video is also featured as the time of me doing this video on the first page of Google. So both as a Google search result and as a YouTube search result. In other words, beginning with the end in mind, now that I understand the numbers, now that I've laid out the groundwork, then that allows me to prepare myself to go into phase number 2, which is the launch. Now, during phase number 1, one of the things that I did was I was getting people into a wait list first. So when I had the page set up, I was getting all these different people in there. I started promoting it because I wanted to hit this thing hard the moment the cart opens. Now, during the pre-launch, so during this time frame, we got about 15,000 people into the wait list. And then with all those things, this is like building a building, right? This is the groundwork. Then we could move on to phase number 2. Now, phase number 2 is the launch. Now, if you've been following my behind the scenes series, you will know that it's crazy, but the day we opened the cart, we actually sent out the incorrect link. Our first email that went out 2.5 hours ago, none of the sale from that first email is attributed to us, and over 7,000 people have clicked on it, and over 250 people have bought on that link. And it's 4:30 right now, so oh my god. And that link, the weird thing was, worked. People could still check out, but we weren't getting credited for the sale. So we were really puzzled at first. It's like, oh, why is sales moving so slowly? We realized that the link structure was wrong, and we actually had a huge disadvantage for like the first 2 days before they managed to fix it and credit us back the sale later on. But during the launch itself, that is when, because we have laid out the groundwork, what did we do? This was really now running the ads to my warm audiences. Remember the warm audiences from the rap video, and on top of all of the other videos that I still have been consistent. So we switched on the ads. Our YouTube videos are still running. Our Instagram swipe ups, I'm still sending people into the waitlist. So I'm now getting traffic from all these different sources into the launch page. Okay, but here's the thing. This is the thing that most people don't see. Most affiliates are short term. They think, oh, this book on average, I can get X amount of dollars by promoting this book. Therefore, they only look at the front end. Now, I want you to notice what I've done so far. I understand what is my end game. I know that my end game is I'm going to get 6,000 buyers. So 6,000 name and emails that is high quality because they actually utilize their credit card. And I know that from experience, I would have gotten maybe about 30,000 emails of leads that may or may not be qualified in order to get 6,000 buyers. So I'm asking myself, what am I going to do with this list during the post-launch? What happens after? You see, the reason why I can still pay 125 grand on ads and still break even from the sales, it would still be a huge win. Here's why. Because I'm still building a list of 30,000 for free. That's number one. I'm getting a list of 6,000 people for free, number two. And what do I do with it? So what I'm going to do with it, or at least the initial plan, was to do that live event in 2 parts of the world, in the US and in Asia. And the whole structuring of this all happened before the virus and the crisis, right? Before governments was on lockdown, before countries was shut down. So I realized that there's a problem now, because chances are when I do that event, when this thing blows over, when it's safe to do so, there will still be that fear, and definitely attendance rate would be affected. So I needed to pivot. I knew that the best way I can serve people and add value is when people come to my live events, because that's when it's experiential. And I know that from my past experiences, when people come to my live events, whenever I make an offer at the end, a good percentage of people will take me up on that offer because they've already gotten great value, and I've established goodwill. I've given them great stuff, and whenever you give people value, they'll be more inclined to take up an offer, right? So because of that, I know that I needed to do something different. So on top of the events, one of the things that I did was I got Russell Brunson to do a webinar with me, and in fact, that's actually happening in it's happening 14 hours from now. Okay, so 14 hours from now, I'm going to be doing a live webinar with Russell, and we're going to be making an offer. And the way we're doing it is we wanted to over deliver, and we're getting everyone that bought through me and my list to come attend this webinar. Okay, so it's not about the front end sales. Imagine this, okay? So this webinar, we are targeting 10,000 registrants, and as of right now, we have 8,930 people registered. This is going to be a crazy webinar. I want to hit over 10,000, so we still have about half a day to make it happen. I'm pretty sure we'll exceed that amount. But I know that out of the 10,000 people that register, approximately 30% of people will show up. Now, this is like pre-crisis. Post-crisis, I actually feel that turn-up rates are actually higher now because everyone's stuck at home in quarantine and they're bored. So who knows? I know that 30% show up. That would be 3,000 people on a webinar. And depending on what the offer is, again, I know that based on past experience, if I have a $2,000 offer on a semi-warm audience, it's possible to get a 10% close rate on a $2,000 offer. So that would, 10% of 3,000 people would be 300 buyers multiplied by $2,000 price point. That would be 600 grand. I want you to notice now, obviously results not typical. There's just so many different factors. Depends on your experience, if you're good at closing, if all of that, right? But what I'm trying to show you here is that the numbers is always in the back end, right? Most people focus on the front end. which is the $20 sale. So it's not about getting 100 grand to get back $120,000 in sales. It is the fact that I'm building a list of leads, a list of buyers, and long term, if you treat your list well, if you treat your buyers well, they will follow you for life. And the lifetime value of that is going to be way more than just the front end. Okay. Another thing you hopefully are taking away right now is this. In affiliate marketing, if you're not building a list, you're not building your own business. Whenever I promote somebody else's product, which I don't do often, by the way, I want to support them because I believe in that product, yes. But at the same time, I always make sure that I'm building my list. You need to be building your list. I see the mistake that many affiliate marketers do, just promoting somebody else's product without creating this bridge page where they capture their details first. Because this launch was 3 weeks long, and I knew that a lot of people that built this list, they would spend it, and most of their sales would be on the first day. And that's why I was the underdog for a really long time for this launch. But the way I looked at it was as a marathon. And on the last 5 days, the last week, that was when we really ended the marathon with a sprint. That's when we scaled our ads, pushed everything up. And when it comes to phase number 2, so this is where I want to talk about the sequencing of launching anything. This could be your own offer, this could be somebody else's offer. But in the series of emails and in the communication, there's always 3 different phases as well. In your communication, people make decisions based on these 3 things. Number 1 is based upon emotion, which is the most powerful thing ever. Why did you buy that fancy watch, that car? Chances are it's not because of the functionality. Most things that you own today is emotional driven, which is basically what you need to communicate to your audience if you want to sell better. So in my emails, when I was promoting this book, first phase is always emotion based. What is the emotion around traffic right now? So I'm thinking, right now, people are fearful, people are stuck at home, the lockdown just happened, and more than ever, it's so crucial to understand how to drive traffic, how to pivot online, how to understand these different platforms, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, right? What is that core message based upon? It's based upon emotion. There's a ton of fear right now, there's a ton of panic, and if you want to stay in the game and grow from this time of crisis, you gotta understand how to get traffic online, right? So notice that first angle, that's emotion. Then, at the same time, phase number 2, the second angle that you want to utilize in your messaging is logic. Now, this is the left brain people. Now, most of the time, people would say this. They say, oh, I don't make decisions based on emotion. I'm a very logical person. That's also not true. Most people make the decision based on emotion and back it up with logic. You need to understand in your messaging, how can you have logical things in there? So this is basically the numbers, the steps. So logically, here's what's going to happen, right? So logically, if you think about businesses and Facebook right now, what is happening? So why you want to double down on traffic and Facebook right now? It is because as retailers get shut down, when F&B gets shut down, when most brick and mortar businesses can't continue their daily operations, the first thing they cut is Facebook ad spend. Number 2, as people are stuck at home and their eyes are on the screens, what are they doing? They are just watching and having their eyes glued on social media. So if you think about these 2 forces, market forces, number 1, what has happened to the demand for ads? Demand for ads has actually decreased because business owners are stopping their ads because they can't fulfill their orders, because they can't open shop. At the same time, what's happening to supply? Supply, which is the amount of people that is watching stuff on Facebook, is actually increased. So logically, notice my choice of words, so logically, what do you think is going to happen to the price of ads? Logically, what will happen to the price of ads when demand falls and when supply increases? Economics 101. Prices will decrease, which is exactly what's happening right now. So all the more, logically speaking, you should be doubling down on Facebook and understanding how to get more traffic, right? So that's from a logical standpoint. Now, the question again, I want to ask you to ask yourself is, in your marketing, in your messaging, are you utilizing these different things in your sequencing of your emails, in your Facebook ads, in your messaging, in your webinars? The third angle is to always close it out with some sort of urgency. If not now, then when? Why would it be painful if they don't take action now? So for me, I did different prize draws, but that's all gonna go away after this launch period. Okay, so I'm taking it away. So that's urgency. So that's why you need to act now. So the best way to close off anything is by making it painful if they don't take action now. I'm not talking about fake urgency or scarcity. I'm talking about like a real compelling reason to why it's going to be painful if they don't take action now. How can you close it off with urgency and scarcity? It could be, well, I'm doing this live webinar. It's happening next Thursday. But if you miss out, then it's gone. It could be, I'm doing this event. That's a physical capacity to this event. I've already booked this place. We can only fit 70 people, and when it's gone, right? So what is that urgency and scarcity for you? So that was how we strategized the entire phase 2 to bring us to phase 3. Phase 3 is post-launch, and right now it's post-launch, like I mentioned. So for example, in front of me right now, this is the traffic workshop. So we are beginning in 14 hours, okay? Close to 10,000 people registered. And the whole thing here is you just got slapped, Google slapped, Facebook slapped, Corona slapped, and you're about to lose everything. What are the 3 secrets you have to do right now within the next 72 hours if you want to save your business and grow exponentially? Okay, so this is, again, post-launch. What do you do after? The money is not in the front end, the money is always in the back end. Okay, so we want to be able to serve the buyers more, and that's when we're getting people to come to this workshop. Now, depending on when I release this video, this workshop will probably be over. If we do decide to make it evergreen or have the replay, the link will be below this description box. You might want to check that out to show you and to deconstruct what we did so that you can see for yourself and funnel hack and utilize and model that for yourself. Okay, so all in all, that's basically what I did. That's what I did to become the #1 affiliate for Expert Secrets, or as well as Traffic Secrets, these 2 launches, with planning, with understanding numbers, with having the confidence to go in really aggressive because I knew what I was going to do in my back end to generate $300,000 in sales in with about $130,000 in commissions, and make all of that happen. I hope you enjoyed behind the scenes. As always, let me know in the comments below what your biggest takeaway is, and if you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and like and subscribe. It does help the channel out a little bit, and it tells YouTube that I'm actually putting some sort of value up there. Appreciate you guys, and I will see you in the next video.